I was in a residential nationwide high school, which is in Washington, D.C., and everyone knows that D.C. or any other major city can be dangerous. I was invited to visit one of my friends' homes for spring break. I met with some local boys, and all of them were cute. They invited me on a night out with them, and one of the boys borrowed his mom's van and wanted to go cruising around Phoenix and show me the sights. I was the only female in the group of boys. There were 9 of us hunkered down in an old white van. One of the guys had a brilliant idea of doing drive-by egg throws, so they got eggs and kept the van doors open as they tossed eggs at pedestrians. This wasn't what got us in trouble. After all our dozen eggs were tossed, we shut the van door and were ready to go home. And this is when shit went down. I was sitting in the back of the van. We were at a red light when a silver Honda Accord pulled up alongside of us. I saw 2 men in the car kept looking at us, and immediately one of them rolled down the window and showed a gun and said something that we couldn't understand. The light turned green. The boy driving his mother's white Dodge van tried unsuccessfully to dart ahead or even dodge, and that wasn't happening with 9 high school students in the back. We were chased by the silver Honda Accord. We tried slowing down, speeding up, making quick turns, but no luck. Their Honda Accord was easily able to keep up, and it wasn't helping that the streets were empty. We ended up accidentally cornering ourselves when the van pulled into a water reservoir entrance that had a dead end. 2 guys came out of their Honda, the headlights shining into our eyes, and they had guns. I mean guns. They had 2 each and were using bandanas on their shaved heads. They were surprised by how many people came out of the van, and even more surprised they were all deaf and signing. They realized that we weren't throwing up gang signs at them. Then they just said my bad and left. Being deaf saved my life. So dudes in bandanas and the Honda Accords that are in Phoenix, Arizona, let's not meet again. Ever. Monday afternoon, and my boyfriend and I had just got home from a weekend camping trip. We quickly unpacked, and he went into the shower right away before I had to leave for work. I anxiously kept unpacking everything, and hated the fact that I'd be alone in the house until 11 p.m. when he got back home. Our house is old, creepy, and kind of secluded. After he left, it was my turn to shower. I always made sure to shower when it was light outside so I wouldn't be as paranoid about every noise. I got out of the shower, wrapped my hair in a towel, and threw my house coat on. Laying on my bed playing on my phone, I hear the front door handle jingling loudly. I waited for a moment, and then heard front door jiggle more aggressively. Feeling irritated, I immediately assumed my boyfriend forgot his work keys, house keys, or phone and had to turn back, meaning he'd be late for work. I got off the bed annoyed and went to open the door for him. When I got to the door, I saw a strange man staring back at me through the door window. He was holding the door handle and turning it. We made eye contact and his eyes went wide. He took off running, and I ran to the black door to make sure it was locked. I grabbed my phone and frantically checked every window to see if the man ran to the backyard. We don't have any fences and lived in a wooded area. I couldn't see or find him. At the time I didn't know if he came because he knew I was home alone, or if he had been watching the house and saw that it had been empty the past few days. Either way, I grabbed my car keys, scooped up the dog, and got the F out of there. This happened back in 2016, but it still gives me the creeps. Let me set the scene. It's a Friday night in Edinburgh, and I'm skipping down the road looking forward to the highlight of my week, sticking on replays of King of the Hill and ordering a fish and chips. I put a tenner on the heating, find a solid cost playlist on YouTube, and order my food. All stations are a go for another spectacular Friday night. Now it's worth mentioning that this was December in Edinburgh, so there was a lot of snow and I expected the food to take a little longer than usual. However, hours passed and it never arrived. No worries, I'll just cancel the order and make some pasta or something. I get a knock on the door at around 1:30 a.m., which was a little weird as I didn't buzz anybody into the building. I looked through the peephole and there's the delivery driver. I opened the door and he began to profusely apologize for the delay in the food order and explained he felt bad and wanted to check if I wanted the food anyway. I told him I understand and it wasn't a problem and took the food. I thought that was the end of what seemed like a happy matter, but it was not. At around 2 a.m., I get a text message saying, "I really liked your sweatshirt." I respond saying, "Thanks, but who is this?" He replies, "It's your delivery driver." At this point, I'm pretty annoyed at the nerve of this man, but also spooked as it was clear I lived alone and this man had sauntered straight into my building. Can't remember everything that was said, but it's more or less along the lines of, "So, how's your night?" and various other fairly inoffensive messages to which I did not respond. The scary part is waking up at 3 a.m. to a series of missed calls with a message in the middle saying, "I'm outside of your building. Do you want to hang out?" I'm seriously shitting bricks at this point, so I don't manage to get back to sleep until around 7 in the morning. Thankfully, I never heard from him again. I've since changed my sacred ritual in my country of residence, but all the same, delivery driver, let's not meet again.